Hey there, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. It's Mrs. D. I'm here to offer 5 important application tips. Now, I get asked a lot of questions about application, about applying, and these are the 5 tips that I think are super important to remember when you're filling out your Outschool application other than to have somebody look at your answers and your video before you send it in. Grammar and spelling count so much on an Outschool application, so keep that in mind, even though it's not listed as one of my 5 tips. Okay, so tip number 1, what to write. When you're filling out that written section and it's asking you about your education, about your experience, about what you're passionate about, really the more details that you can give, the better. So list the jobs that you've had and a description of what those jobs were, what you did, especially focusing on that education aspect. So don't forget youth groups, both secular and religious. Now, Outschool is a secular platform. They do not promote religion in any way, but it's okay to mention religious things that you've done, like youth groups and choir leading and trips for youth groups with your church. That's okay to list because it shows that you've worked with youth before. Homeschooling, volunteering in the community, Girl Scouts, summer camps. Now, a lot of teachers, like for me, I started way back in summer camps and after school programs. Don't forget to list those. The more experience that you can list that talk about working with youth in educational settings, the better. Also, when you're talking about your experience in your education, don't only list like what you earned in college or what degree you have, but also list trainings that you've had, trainings about and management experience, because management experience shows that you can teach. So that's important to list on there as well. Also, don't forget, like if you worked for VIP Kid, I know VIP Kid has their own training things that they do on their platform. So give VIP Kid a section on your application and list the things that you went through for training for VIP Kid. Don't forget to list your TESOL certification or your TEFL certification. Whatever you have that certified you as an English second language teacher, list that as well. And list any Google education that you have, CPR certification, list everything you can possibly think of, even if it's expired. Because what Outschool loves about teachers are teachers that are also passionate about learning. So the more you can show them that you're learning, that you're a lifelong learner, the better off your application is going to look. All right, so that was tip number 2. Tip number 3, add details to your class listing. So we don't want a generic class listing in this particular section. This is your application. Show them everything you've got. So when you're when you're making your class description, make sure there's 3 M's that I think you should mention. Materials that you're going to use in your class, your method of teaching, and your manner of teaching. So make sure to hit those 3 M's. List all those things out in detail if you're going to do circle time. What kind of things are you going to do in circle time? Are you going to sing songs? Are you going to do finger plays? Are you going to do the calendar? Are you going to go over the colors every day? Make sure to be specific about what and how you're going to teach. And also, if you're going to do an online course, make sure that you list out week by week by week what you plan on doing. That shows that you can be prepared for a long-term course. All right, the next 2 are about videos, okay? So about your application video, don't do it on the website. Use a third-party recording, like I use OBS Studios, whatever you have, or HP has like their own recording stuff that comes on their laptops. So whatever you have that can record yourself, do that so that you can review it, so that other people can review it, so that you can get tips and tricks about it, okay? And then make sure when you're doing your video, some really important things to remember are make sure that your lighting is good. We want good, clear lighting and a clean background, a clean, inviting background. And make sure that you're sitting up, and if it's hard for you to sit up, stand up. Do your application videos standing up. It really changes the level of energy that you have. Outschool wants to see passion, passion, passion in your teaching. So show that in your video. Lean forward to the camera. Talk directly to the camera. Okay? So those are my 5 tips. Let's do it again in a really quick summary. 1, the more information you can list, the better. In your educational experience, give details about what you did. Number 2, list everything you can think of that you've ever learned in your life that can apply to teaching. Number 3, add details to your class listing. Hit the 3 M's, material, method, and manner of how you're going to teach. Number 4, for your video, do it on a third-party application and have somebody review it, or several people. And number 5, make sure you have good lighting, good background, good posture, good presence on the camera. Those are your 5 essential tips for applying for Outschool that are sure to get you hired. If you like this video, like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Nope, don't have Twitter. Anyway, follow me everywhere that you can. Check for the links in the comments below.